We have a motion from Mrs. Stellini and a support from Mr. Myers. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? 6-0. Next item.
2.01, audience participation.
Anyone wishing to address the board tonight? Individuals addressing the board should take into consideration the rule of common courtesy. The public participation portion of the meeting cannot be used to make personal attacks against a board member or district employee which are totally unrelated to the manner in which the board member or the employee performs his or her duties. If the comments constitute a complaint against a board member or an employee, the board member or the employee does have a right to request a closed hearing. If you would please state your name and your address.
Caroline Pat, 6860 Jackson and Taylor. I'm going to put my many hats on right now because I have a list of things. I haven't been here in a while. The Alumni Association, I'm president of that. The Alumni Association is having a youth tournament. I know Mrs. Stellini has mentioned that before, November 4th. Flyers were sent out to every building and every department, so hopefully you'll come out and support that because that money is going towards scholarships for our seniors at Truman and Kennedy. I'm also on the foundation, and foundation is having on November 1st their fundraiser at Texas Roadhouse. Flyers will be going out this week to buildings and departments. And I work at Randall, so I told you I have many hats. At Randall, this Friday is actually we're going to have our spooktacular. The student council puts that on, and the students will be able, in the afternoon, be able to go room to room. Upper L does the Upper L Hall, Lower L does the Lower L Hall. The little ones go outside in a parade, and everybody, parents can come and stand outside and watch that. But then they get to go door to door trick-or-treating and then have their Halloween parties. And then that gets me into my last hat for now, is the district website contact manager. Couple of things that I want to talk about the website is one, I know we have a district calendar on our homepage. And my goal is to have it up so that all of you will be able to see just that calendar, click on it, and see things happening at Howland, things happening at Hoover, things happening at Randall, and things that are going on in our district. But to get to that, I have to contact all of our webmasters and let them know to please put their information onto their calendar. It's linked then to the district, so they don't have to go both back and forth. I don't have to go back into the districts. When I do Randall's, it automatically shows up on the district one because there's a link that we have inside of our CMS. So my job is now, and I had talked to Mr. Williams, to contact our webmasters and have them make sure that they're getting on their calendars and adding all this information all the activities and events that are happening. But the problem that we see as webmasters is we don't get the information. So we need the information from the buildings, the administrators, the teachers, to whoever is in charge of these groups and their activities to get it to the webmasters so that we can get it on there. If we don't get the information, it's not going to get posted. So, and even if you get it to me, I can post it. It doesn't matter. So that's where we're going to have to try and get the word out to everyone that, you got something coming up, whether it's DECA or whatever, get it to your webmaster. If they can't handle it, at that time, send it to me and I'll get it on there. So that's one of the main things I want to do on the district website. The other thing is when
Can I ask a question about that?
Oh, yes.
Does every building have a webmaster?
Every building has a webmaster. Every department has a webmaster. Some of those departments are me, but.
I was at Truman for the football games Friday night, was talking with the principal, Melissa Skoczynski, and she said that the band concert had been Thursday night, because I said, when's the next band concert? She said it was last night. And she said it was on our website, and I said, I don't think the individual buildings understand that that would take a board member to click on every single building every single day to see what's going on.
Well,
so
and that's
linked there.
exactly.
That would be good.
They have their own calendars.
Board members out if we knew about it.
They have their own calendars, so if it's just their calendar, that's all you're going to see is their calendar. You have to go to their site. But there is also where you can drag over, you just click on district calendar and load it in there. So it'll say Myers calendar, district calendar. All you have to do at Myers is just add it onto Myers or whatever building you're at, and it automatically goes onto the district site. So that's my goal, is to get that. I'm going to go through each individual calendar, make sure the district one is on there first, and then let them know you need to make sure you're using your calendar. But the main thing is us getting that information. If we don't get it, it won't be on there.
With all the holiday concerts coming up and events and things going on, that would be a good update.
So it'd be a lot easier for you guys just to be able to click on something and say,
The timing of this is perfect, because tomorrow we have our pre-K-12 leadership meeting, so we'll have all our elementary and our secondary admins here, our directors, our coordinators, so we'll reiterate that to make sure they're getting you what, or getting on their calendar what they need to add.
And like I said, some of them are new webmasters this year, so they're not real comfortable in doing that, and that's fine. Give it to me and I'll get it on there and I'll help them, get used to doing that too. So I don't have a problem with that at all. The other thing is when we added the Twitter onto our home page, it moved some things off of that one right column, which was the peer-to-peer and our board docs, where the people could, click onto that. So I'm going to get with Kim, maybe if you guys take a break, we'll go in her room tonight. Board docs has to be put back on there because it knocked that off, and I was not the person who added the board docs originally on there, so I have no idea where that link is at or how to get the link. So that's what we're going to work with to get that back on there, so the people on the outside can click on that and see what's going on with the agendas. So that's one thing I'm going to work on. The district calendar, the peer-to-peer, and then the last thing is pictures for our website. I just want to say, you do such an awesome job on that Facebook. You just make me feel good. When I go on Facebook and see everything that's happening in there. But on our website, the top picture thing up there, I ask people, send me pictures. Send me a good sized picture so I can put it up there. So a lot of them, if you notice, a lot of it is Kennedy that's on there. It's because I'm at Kennedy doing scorekeeping all the time, the sports, and so that's where I get the pictures is from me. So if anybody, and when you have your meeting, maybe you can let them know, send me pictures. I don't care how many you send me, I'll crop them up and put them up there. We need to get our kids on that website in that top part, whether it's kids or teachers even or
Good
whatever.
variety on the banner.
Yes,
Yep,
yeah.
I like it.
And then we can change the picture on the main picture on our Facebook thing too, once we get that, because right now it's the NCA, and that's the only really good picture we have, so. If you have any questions about the website, feel free to email me or whatever.
So,
All right, yes.
well, real quick, so first of all, the fundraiser, that was November 1st, is that correct?
November 1st is the foundation, that's at Texas Roadhouse
Thank you.
on Party.
Okay,
And
what time?
November 4th is the Euchre tournament, that's at the American Legion Hall in Taylor.
Okay.
I don't have the times on here, but,
Flyers out here.
well, I saw somebody had a flyer out there for Texas Roadhouse, but it wasn't foundation, it was somebody else. The other one, you mean, the Euchre? Those are out there, okay.
Right. And then, so one last thing, Carol. So actually, there's a way cool macro on the website that loads the calendar into your Microsoft Outlook. I'm not sure who developed that, but I was talking to Dr. Sear about that. That's really cool.
On our district one?
Oh, yeah, it's very
The
cool.
iCal, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is available, that's
Yeah.
there. I had gotten, someone had mentioned, why are all these things on the district calendar? Because now it bogs down my home. But we need to have that on there so everyone can see what's going on ahead of time.
Yeah.
So that we're not waiting and looking at the awesome picture and saying, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
It would have been cool to kind of watch the robotics or whatever kind of thing.
Oh, that's great stuff.
But there is iCal on there, and it's a new version now, so we're all kind of like getting the bugs out and trying to work with it too.
Okay.
Eventually the teachers will have their own pages. That was supposed to be a thing at the very beginning. Didn't get it, and so we have to go through directory and do this and do that, so I'm working.
Thank you for the work.
You know how long you are, so I wasn't standing up there. Kathy Fields, and I wrote it down this time. I live at 22670 Wood Creek, which Mr. Rowley is correct, back there. A couple of things. Reminder that Thursday at 4 is our Honoring Taylor Seniors that the board was invited to. I've got 2 more phone calls today with seniors who are confused at the language on the ballot, which is kind of frightening to me because if they're questioning it, they don't understand it. If you don't understand it, you vote no. So we're going to try to catch whatever votes we can on Thursday. TFT has offered their services and a basket, so I am putting them to work. Carrie, you'll be serving pizza by yourself to 150 seniors. Pardon me? Yes, you are. I'm sorry. Ms. Delatorre also is serving pizza. So we're getting, a mediocre response, but knowing the seniors the way I do, we'll get 90% of them at the door that hasn't called. So I don't care if we have 50, if that's 50 more votes than we had before. They just need to know that it's going to increase their home's value. That's what we're pursuing anyway. It's very important to the kids. But with seniors, they're more concerned about the value of their homes. The other thing is, had a meeting today at City Hall, and that's what I want to get board approval on as well. They're having a winter fest on the 26th of November, and WNIC and J Towers will be involved. Is there a truck that's a 350?
Or an F350.
I don't take. I don't drive trucks. Anyhow, Taylor,
Ford.
thank you. One of those car companies on Telegraph, I'm a senior, and it affects me constantly.
Which one got Taylor Ford, Taylor Chevy?
Well, I think if it's a 350, whoever makes the 350 has donated this truck to be parked at their winter fest, and they're collecting toys. So I had a 2-hour conversation with the mayor this morning, and he wants, first he said, well, you know, do you know the kids that are in need? Well, obviously you can't give out that type of information. So we're putting together a team to work together to try to get people signed up who are in need, and then have distribution places. The Union Hall, and I believe he had said the Senior Center would be the other distribution place to get these toys. Now, also, Mr. Steve Woodworth wanted to be involved, our Director of Transportation. So what I'm asking this board is, if the need arises, so I don't have to panic and you know, have a seizure or anything between board meetings, if the need arises that we need a bus to either transport families or kids or transport toys, I'm asking that the board approve at least one bus in case we need it, and I will work strictly with Steve Woodworth on the use of it if it's needed at all. So that is my request. The other thing I talked to Mr. Williams about, I think there's been a miscommunication with the what you call it?
Foundation?
No, not foundation.
Alumni.
Thank you. The Alumni Association about the flag. So she's going to a meeting on Thursday to iron that out, because the way she understood it, they still have it. So we're going to have to wait on that one.